Welcome back to the Michael Cohen Show on our continued journey to 250,000 subscribers. Again, my friends, this is not the time to unsubscribe. There's so much going on, so much to unpack. This is the time to stay subscribed and to share with friends, because each and every day, more and more people are being nominated by Trump for cabinet and administration positions. Some of them are somewhat confusing, to say the least. The one that completely dominated yesterday's news cycle was the nomination, which came out of nowhere, by the way, of Matt Gaetz for Attorney General. And what we need to do is we need to watch some clips and to discuss everyone's response to it. Now, I want to begin this episode by talking about my personal experience with Matt Gaetz. You see, here's a tweet that he posted in 2019, and it was right after I had testified before the House Oversight Committee, February 27, 2019. I've personally apologized to Michael Cohen, that's my Twitter or X handle, for referencing his private family in the public square. Regardless of disagreements, family members should be off limits from attacks from representatives, senators, and presidents, including myself. Let's leave the Cohen family alone. But there's another post that he actually put up, which kind of explained exactly what this was all about. They were unhappy. He is a fierce protector, and has been now for a long time, of Donald Trump, and was unhappy that I was testifying before the House Oversight Committee. Now, I want to say this about him. Unlike Bill Barr, who clearly was involved in the unconstitutional remand of me back to Otisville because I refused to waive my First Amendment constitutional rights, say whatever you want about Matt Gaetz. We squared it off. We turned around. He apologized. I accepted it. We moved on. And you know what? We've actually had one or two communications where I wanted him on my Mea Culpa podcast. He has not gone ahead and done that. But I asked him, can you care to join me on my top-rated podcast, Mea Culpa? We just exceeded 50 million downloads since its launch. Obviously, lots to discuss. So please let me, know either way. And his response to me, I'll consider it for sure. I do owe you one. I'll never forget the grace you once showed me when I was an asshole. Now, I want to say this. It takes a big man to turn around and to respond like that and to say that, regardless of the fact he hasn't come on the podcast. It takes a big man. Now, I don't know what his qualifications are to be Attorney General. But I do want to turn around and say, of all of the people that have fucked me over, of all the people that have done wrong by me, he happens to be one of maybe less than a handful that actually came out and apologized for it. So I'm not going to be too harsh on the guy. What I intend to do is to basically show you what other people are saying, because most people are confused at this pick. Again, it came out of nowhere. He was not in the running for AG through the transition team. Here's a clip of senators not eager to discuss the nomination. Play the clip.
I'm having trouble.
What about Matt Gaetz?
You support him? We have a confirmation process.
I don't know yet. I have to think about that one.
Do you have any concerns about it?
We'll see.
Do you think Matt Gaetz is confirmable?
We'll find out, won't we?
Senator Kennedy, what do you think of Matt Gaetz as Attorney General?
Happy Thanksgiving.
When you don't want to answer, go right to the Happy Thanksgiving clip. All right. Now, here's Senator Lisa Murkowski's reaction. Play that clip.
I don't think it's a serious nomination for the Attorney General. We need to have a serious Attorney General, and I'm looking forward to the opportunity to consider somebody that is serious. This one was not on my bingo card.
And now here's Senator Susan Collins' reaction.
I was shocked that he has been nominated. If the nomination proceeds, I'm sure that there will be an extensive background check by the FBI and public hearings and a lot of questions asked.
Here's Representative Max Miller's reaction. Play that clip.
I just think it's silly. I believe that the president is probably rewarding him for being such a loyal soldier to the president. But the president is smart enough and his team is smart enough to know that Mr. Gaetz will never get confirmed by the Senate. Mr. Gaetz breaks things to break things, and then once he breaks it even more. And that is somebody who should not be the Attorney General of the United States. I can tell you, I'm not the only one out of 222 that we'll end up with that is happy that he is leaving this conference.
Okay.
And now let me show you Senator Mark Wayne Mullen's reaction. Play that clip.
Zord, are you going to vote for Matt Gaetz?
You know, Matt Gaetz and I, there's no question that we've had our differences. They've been very public about it. I completely trust President Trump's decision making on this one. But at the same time, he's got to come to Congress and sell himself. There's a lot of, or to the Senate and sell himself. There's a lot of questions that are going to be out there. He's got to answer those questions. And hopefully he's able to answer the questions right. And if he can, then we'll go through the confirmation process.
Senator.
Okay. Now let me show you Lindsey Graham, who went on Fox News with Hannity to discuss the nomination. And I bring this up because in what I showed you early on, Sean Hannity and Matt Gaetz, by the way, are friendly. Matt Gaetz was the one who reached out to Sean Hannity in order to get all my information so that he could send me the apology letter. Play that clip.
He won the election. He deserves a chance to pick his cabinet. I am predisposed to allow him to do that. I think Matt Gaetz is very bright. I think he's qualified. He'll have a hearing and he'll have some tough questions to answer. But to every Republican, please follow a process to give President Trump the ability to pick the people he thinks can do the job and give Matt a chance to prove himself.
And you have a history of that.
I do it for everybody. I do it for everybody.
Yeah. Look, again, every president has the right to pick their cabinet, but there is confirmation process by the Senate. Unfortunately, Matt Gaetz has rubbed a lot of people the wrong way over the course of the years. Will Donald Trump's presidential win and the fact that many of them are beholden to him, will that have any effect upon their decision making? I don't know. Again, I don't hold that crystal ball because it was then discussed that Todd Blanche could be considered for deputy attorney general. Play the clip.
I can report tonight that the president-elect is seriously considering naming his lead attorney, Todd Blanche, to serve as the next deputy attorney general. Now, nothing has been finalized or announced, I should note, but
yeah, I just don't see that one. Nevertheless, like I said, there's a lot of positions that need to be filled. I want to remind you that in 2016, 2017, all the positions were never filled, right? So this transition team, they're just pushing people forward. And Todd Blanche, like several other lawyers, Emil Bove and others, Susan Necklace, these were all people that worked for Trump. We already know Alina Habba is going to be press secretary. But of course, Lara Trump, right, always somehow manages to get involved. And now since Marco Rubio's appointment, she may actually want his position. This is great. Here's what she said on Hannity. Play the clip.
Likewise, if I am able to serve, I would love to serve the people of Florida. This is my home state now and has been for 3 years. This is where Eric and I live. And truly to have that opportunity, I think would be incredible. No one knows better than I do the America First agenda or the goals of Donald Trump in the coming 4 years. So if I am asked, I would love to consider it, but I have yet to have a conversation with Governor DeSantis, so we will have to see.
Let me just say this right off the bat. If she wants that spot, she will end up becoming a congressperson. There's no doubt in my mind. It's that red area of Florida that Matt Gaetz had controlled and sat as a member of Congress for several years now. There is no doubt in my mind that she will ultimately, again, and I don't know if you have to live in the area or not, because I know that they don't. They live in Palm Beach. If you have to move there, I don't know. There's so many different rules across this country for how open seats get picked and chosen, and whether you got to live there or maybe you just have to rent the house. I don't know how that works. Again, we're going to have to wait and see. So I want to end this episode on some comments from Representative Yasmin Crockett on Trump's cabinet picks. Play that clip.
Process. I mean, we are just in uncharted territory. But if anybody is surprised, then I say you haven't been paying attention. Because the reality is that we have someone that is not qualified morally or otherwise to be president of the United States. So why would his appointments be qualified? These are people that have railed against diversity, equity, and inclusion, trying to say that diverse candidates are somehow not qualified. But the reality is that what they want to do is more of this, is put people that are not qualified in and say, well, you know what? Because he's my homeboy, he is qualified. That's not enough. That is what the good old boy system has always been about. And it's why we have not ever reached our maximum potential, because we do take the real qualified people out of the running because they don't bend the knee or because culturally their background is a little different.
Yeah. Look, you could listen to 200 different people on this, and you could end up with about 150 different answers. And I'm going to say this, as I've said before in other episodes. The choice is not ours. We made the choice. As a country, we made the choice. Donald Trump will be on January 20th sworn in as the 47th president of the United States. It is the president who chooses his cabinet. Whether we believe Matt Gaetz is or is not competent to be attorney general, whether there are ethical or moral conditions that need to be discussed, I am certain that hearing, that confirmation hearing by the Senate, will be one of the most watched, televised Senate confirmation hearings of all time. Question becomes, does it even matter? And again, I don't have the answer to that. None of us do. And as always, thanks for listening. Hey, everyone. First of all, thanks for watching. I mean, we're going to be posting daily episodes with reactions and talking about politics. We'll be talking about everything, in fact. So please like and subscribe. Join us on this journey.